Okay, somebody left a comment about what do you do whenever you're pulled over by the police in Thailand in your vehicle or on your motorbike. And that's a great question because I think most people don't know, what's the right protocol to follow. What do you do? And this is not, take this for what it's worth. I've been here for 10 years. I've been stopped probably 100 times, I guess, over the years. So I know a little bit about what to do. This is what I do. I'm not saying this is what you should do, but this is what I do and it works. First thing is there's a difference between getting stopped in Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket, Koh Samui, Chiang Mai, Udon Thani, Ubon, Sisaket. Generally, if you get stopped in a tourist area, the police speak English and they're not going to put up with any bullshit arguing, so don't bother. It's not going to get you anywhere at all. Probably not even in Sisaket is it going to get you anywhere at all. The guy that left a comment on one of my, I think he left it on a video or something, but he said his friend argued with a police officer because he got pulled over in the car. What was going to be like a 400 baht fine, he didn't want to pay it, turned into an overnight at the jail and 15,000 baht fine. So you don't want to dick around, you just want to pay it and get away as fast as possible. 400 baht is $12 US. If you can't afford that, and you want to get upset about that, people in Bangkok, this is an aside, but the guys that are killed or attacked with swords in Bangkok over 30 baht cab fare because they're insisting they're right are just absolutely ridiculous to me. I don't pay the goddamn dollar and get the fuck out of there and as fast as you can and escape with your life, Anyway. You get pulled over in a car in Phuket, don't argue, just give them what they want and get on your way. They don't want to deal with foreigners. There's, a million people living there. They've dealt with all the excuses. They know what they want. Just give them the 300-400 baht and get on your way. Same with Pattaya, same with Koh Samui for sure. Whether or not it's Chiang Mai, I've never been there, but I've been stopped in all these other places. Now, if you get stopped in Ubon, Ratchathani, Sisaket, Kalasin, somewhere like Buriram, it's a different game because they probably don't know how to speak English well enough to tell you what they want from you, so you can probably just scoot by. 99, 95% of the time when I get stopped in the Northeast, they see it's a Falang, they see my long face, they just say bye-bye, and I just cruise on through. I don't even I don't stop the motorbike, I just cruise through because I know they're going to go like this, bye-bye. So, if they do stop you there, they'll ask for something and you just want to go like this. I don't know, and smile, First thing is why, I forgot to say that. First thing is when you get stopped by the cop, some cops insist on it, some cops want it, all of them will smile, when you do it because they know you understand what the hell you're supposed to do. So give them the why and smile, and say, yeah, sorry cop. And then I go blank, even though I know Thai after 10 years. When I first got here, I didn't know a word, so I just went like this, I don't know what the hell you're saying. What do you want? License? I don't know what that license is. So I played stupid, even though I knew what they wanted. I played stupid when I was first got here, when I was in Ubon and all of that. That will get you so far, and that will get you out of most situations. Is just play dumb because they don't know English enough to explain to you exactly what they want, and they don't want to argue. They're going to lose face because they don't speak English. They feel like they're going to lose face, right? Because they think they should speak English. But, we're in their country. What the hell should they speak English for? Anyway, they'll lose face, so usually they'll just tell you to bye-bye. Sometimes they'll call over a friend that speaks English better, and then if he does speak English better, you better try to understand him and figure it out because they'll both lose face, and that's not so good. Just give them what they want. The maximum fine you're going to face, even for not having a license or insurance or something like that, it's about 400 baht. That's $12. Pay it and be on your way. Don't argue, just get out of there, It's different when you're stopped in a car versus a motorbike. A little bit different, because a car, if they're stopping cars, there's going to be massive traffic in a few minutes. If they're stopping every car, there's not always a place to put all the cars. If they're stopping cars, the police officers have to walk far to get to each car. You know, they're not so up for that, and you got a better chance of getting away from there, I think. On the other hand, they think you have money, so you might not get away so fast. One time my wife forgot to Y, and she was scared, I guess. She forgot to Y. The cop got angry quick. He said, "What, you forgot how to Y?" And I was in the car too. It went from bad to worse. We had to pay a lot, like just up front. So make sure you Y and make sure you smile a lot, because then they'll want to give you the benefit of the doubt, and they'll want to send you on your way. They'll want you to pay a fine. And I think that's the best option. I have a couple funny stories, funny to me, maybe funny to you. I mean, maybe not so funny to me when they happen, but first story is, in Ubon, they stopped all traffic. It was center of town, right by Tung Si Muang Park. Traffic was backed up for kilometers. I had to come around on the motorbike to see what was up. I thought it was a big accident. No, it was just they were stopping everybody. Oh, my leg's bleeding. Anyway, so they stopped my motorbike. They actually pulled it, shut the engine off and pulled the key out, you know. And I was like, oh Christ, what's going on here? Because I had been stopped in Ubon 55 or 60 times. I lost count, but at least that many times, well, more, because I lost count. I stopped counting. But yeah, so the guy comes up in front of me and he has a pad of paper and he writes down 1,000 baht. And I'm like, oh Christ, I gotta pay 1,000 baht. So I start to pull out my wallet, you know, and he's like, no. I go, okay. I don't speak a word of Thai, by the way. At this time, he says, he points to it, yeah, and I say 1,000 baht. He said, oh, 1,000 baht. I said, yes. So, you know, I pull out the wallet again. I'm trying to get. He said, no. He writes down 10,000 baht, right? The number 10,000. And I was like, what is he talking about? I gotta pay 10,000 baht now? What? I wasn't fast enough to bring the 1,000 baht out? So, you know, now I'm like grabbing my wallet fast and seeing if I have 10,000 baht. I didn't. You know, I was like looking through my money. I was like, he's like, no. He's like pointing at it. I said, 10,000 baht. He said, oh, 10,000 baht. He tried to say it too, right? Then he calls over his friend. Now we got half a dozen police officers encircling my motorbike in the front there, like a half circle. And they're all like trying to say 10,000, you know. He's like teaching them or something. And then he writes down another number. It was either 50,000 or 25. I can't remember. I think it's probably 25. And I said 25,000, and now I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to jail, because there's no way in hell I'm going to pay 25,000 baht, which is almost $1,000 US. There's no way I'm paying that, because I got stopped for whatever the hell. I didn't even know what I didn't have at that point. So I say 25,000 baht. Everybody's like, oh yeah, but nobody's smiling or anything yet. You know, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm thinking I'm getting extorted here. He writes down 100,000 baht and points to it. He said, this one. So there's all these numbers on there. I point to the 1,000. I was like, 1,000. You know, I'll pay 1,000 baht. And then they start to laugh, right? I was like, what kind of game is this? I said, 100,000 baht. I said, I don't have, you know, I don't have. They said, oh, 100,000 baht. And they're all shaking their heads, you know. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Then they say, oh, okay, bye-bye. There was no fine, nothing. They were trying to get me to say this, to pronounce it well, so they could understand, so they could say it also. For whatever reason, they might need to say that in the future to some some foreigner that they wanted to get money from or something. But anyway, it was like an English lesson in the middle of the street, 95 degrees that day, sun beating down, traffic backed up for kilometers, and 6 police were trying to understand how to say these numbers. Anyway, so kind of a funny thing. Here's a not so funny thing. How much time I have left? Okay. I'll try to make it quick. A friend and I, foreigner, went to the border, Chiang Mai. This is also in Ubon Ratchathani province. We're going I was doing a border run. He was doing it to get some liquor, beer and stuff at the package store that's on the Chiang Mai border that you can get for cheap and bring it back across to Thailand. We go to the store, so we drive his car out, right? His wife is with us. We go to the package store at the border. We pick out what we want. We ask the lady, you know, is this all right to take across the border? We don't want to make any problem. Yes, it's okay. We do it all the time. This is within the legal limit. I had a case of Beer Lao bottles, Beer Lao Dark. My friend had a case of Beer Lao Gold, you know, the regular. We also had a liter of something, maybe Johnny Walker Black, I think he bought. And we had 2 things of wine that they bought as well. 2 bottles. We pay a guy to push a cart across the border for us because it's too heavy to carry. You know, we think everything's fine. We get to the car. 3 guys stop us. 3 guys in like business casual attire stop us and say, "Oh, too much liquor. You go over the limit. You break the law. You have to pay this much money." And we're like, "Nah, we're not paying anything. We don't know who the hell you guys are because you're not in a uniform at all. We're not paying anything. We're getting in the car and we're going to go home." So they get angry. They call some other people over. So now there's like 6, 7 guys. Can't remember how many exactly. But they all say, "Yeah, you have to pay this fine. It's 2,000 baht. You're over by this much. You can't take this. You can't take this." We're like, "No. The package store lady, they told us this is fine. Plus there's a sign there in the package store, right? We read it. We were within compliance of the sign as far as we could tell. It was a little vague. But we're like, "Yeah, we're not paying that." They were like, "Yes, you have to pay it, or we go to the police station." We're like, "Let's go to the police station." Because I don't think, you know, we're thinking it's a scam. We say, "We don't even know who the hell you are. Where's your identification?" They pull out, this guy pulls out this card. It's like a folded up Post-it note is what the paper's like Post-it paper. It's got his picture on there, which is beat to hell and old and fading, and the lamination on the card is like deteriorating. Somebody hand wrote what the hell he is. He says excise officer, right? We're like, "Nah, you aren't an excise officer." We're like, "No, let's go to the police station. Is there a police around here? Let's go talk to them now." I don't know why the hell we trust the police, but that's what we do. They're like, "There's no police here. Let's all go to the police station," right? We're like, "What the hell?" One guy gets in our car, the leader guy. A guy gets in front of us in another car, another in another car in back of us. We drive to the police station. As we're driving, his wife, my friend's wife, is arguing with the excise guy saying, "You know, we're not paying anything because we're not over the limit. We're within the limit." You know, she's like, and the guy's getting angrier and angrier, you know, so it's getting worse. We get to the police station, and the police guys are like, "Yeah, no problem. Let's write these people up. Let's write these foreigners up. You know, they're breaking the law." We're like, "What the hell?" So it was, you know, either an involved scam or else they were really excise officers and really going to pursue, you know, all this bullshit. They start writing up. They're angry now, right? Because we have to go through all this. Because I think most foreigners just pay whatever it is and go on their way. They're angry as hell because it's hot. It's super hot, and nobody's happy. Everybody's sweating. They take us up onto the porch of the police station, and behind we can see through the windows and the door. There are about 20 guys, Thai guys, standing in their underwear, sweating. They're glistening with sweat, and they're walking around like looking at each other. I don't know if they can't sit down. The police told them they can't sit down or what, but everybody's standing, and we're like, "Holy shit, we're going in there?" I was like, "Come on." I go, what's his name? John, come on, let's just pay it and get out of here, man. They're serious. Let's just pay it. He's like, yeah. Then they start saying they're going to sue his wife for falsely accusing them of running a scam. So they're writing up paperwork for that. They're going to put her in jail with these guys for up to 2 weeks or so, whenever the court date is, they said. She's going to stay in the jail while they do the paperwork to process the court date and all of that. To keep her from going to jail is going to be like 50,000 baht bail or something like that. We're like, Jesus God, what happened? It went from bad to like horrible in a few minutes. Then we're just like begging them, let us just pay the fine. Yeah, we don't think you're a scam. You're at the police station, no problem. His wife is like on the verge of tears because she realizes the seriousness of it. These guys aren't dicking around, right? They're drawing up paperwork saying that she has to sign that she's not going to accuse them of running a scam and all this stuff. She's like signing paper after paper, like 8 different papers. I don't even know what the hell it was, neither did she. She just had to sign them. Then they let us go with a 2,000 baht fine, which it was originally. And some guy's opening up the back of her trunk and pulling out beer lao bottles. He took like 4 beer lao dark, 4 beer lao regular, and maybe he took a liter of something. I can't remember the story exactly, but it's been 10 years, as I said. And that's what you don't want to happen. So if there's like 5, 6 people and they're all saying you have to pay a fine, even if they have shit ID that looks like, you know, Cracker Jack gave it to them, just give them the 2,000 baht and be on your way. And just be thankful that you're not standing in a room full of Thai people sweating. And be even more thankful that your wife's not standing in there for 2 weeks, because it looked like it was going to go real bad at that point. Anyway, that's it. That's my story about Thai police. I always have a good experience with them. I haven't had a bad one, you know. Maybe we really were over the limit. But, you know, what happened is my friend called the package store and said, you guys told us we could take this amount, you know, all this stuff, it was good. We got taken to the police and had to pay this fine and everything. They said, no problem, bring us the fine paperwork, we'll reimburse you. So the next week he did that and they reimbursed him 2,000 baht and no problem. So yeah, it all worked out okay, but could have went horribly wrong. Just give them what they want. If it's just a small fine of 2,000 baht, which is $60 US, just give it to them and go on your way, because little things can turn into, you know, into real shit storms if they want to pursue it and they want to do it, you know, they want to screw you around. So that's my advice. Hope you take it. If you don't and you have some other way to deal with Thai police, let me hear about it. All right, cheers.